Hi there, in this training I want to speak to you about your value ladder and your product staircase.
This is one of the most underutilized areas I feel within the digital landscape, because I speak to so many, and we've all probably done it ourselves. I've certainly done it in aligning your self-worth with the offer that you have, and therefore overwhelming your audience or expecting your audience to know just what you do. So what can this look like? This can look like you not achieving sales, no one knowing about you, your audience not being very clear on your journey, and your back end not following that sequence. So a product staircase is ultimately your offers and the various levels that they work through with your audience or your clients or your customers. So a really great way to describe this is like Amazon. Amazon, you go along and you buy a book, or you go into a shopping mall or a shopping centre, and there's a couple of ways that this is done. And then I'll align this with how this is done in a digital online space. So you go to Amazon, you buy a book, and it makes a suggestion, because that suggestion is a recommendation. Now, for that customer, that value-based offer may be a free Kindle. And then you'll upsell and you buy the book. So notice I've said upsell. So in a sales funnel, you are providing the next offer in the upsell. Now, if you have a value ladder, you want to identify what your value process is, and it's often aligned with the sales process for the respective client or customer. It also helps you in your product development so that you're constantly revising, seeking feedback and surveying as you continue to make your offers or you improve your process. As you bring on your team, you may have development with that. And as you expand, it may look a little bit different. So you want to ensure that you understand your product staircase. And other people call it different things. So you may have your low ticket offer, which may mean that it may be a lower ticket for you. Do remember that this is respective and relative to your knowledge, expertise, inventory. So if this is a low ticket offer, it may look like you offering something as your lowest price point. And the reason why it's value is that your respective customer or client gets as much value as possible for this. It's entering the relationship with you so that they will understand what you can offer, and they've got results from, this is a no-brainer. They've got everything they needed and from you at that current price point in order to work their way up the price ladder. Now, how Sales Funnels does this, and it's so powerful, and I often have worked with clients who have gone, and I say from zero to hero, so it's whatever you want. So imagine building a sustainable process in your business from your value-based offer. Okay, so I have a client, and honestly, she's on a podcast, an ex-client, I'll say. I've done a podcast about this with her. She has now sold a low ticket offer of courses from $19, you heard me right, up to £750,000. Now, what does she do in the middle of that? She then offers sequential offers. As you work your way up, you then take your prospective customer through your various offers. So you can seriously go from selling them a $19 offer, and then they can work through your funnel and work their way up your product staircase. Now, why is this important? It's pertinent because so many people, it's something I'm really, really passionate about. So many people do not map out that product staircase. It happens haphazardly, and your respective client or customer is left just to their own process of haphazardly engaging with your content or haphazardly responding to your process. Now, I've had this. We've all had copycats. We've all had people who jump on the bandwagon. We've all had people who have maybe jumped on a bandwagon and said, oh, I'm offering this now. And that's absolutely fine. However, is that in alignment with their product staircase? Does that solve the client's problem? So often those kind of offers have actually almost skipped and left a massive gap, a huge learning gap for that client or potential customer, because you haven't taken the time to understand what their wants and needs are. You're just pivoting or haphazardly offering one thing to the other without really taking into account their customer touch points. Now, I totally understand that cash is king, and most people, they just want to become profitable or they need to make sales to survive. And that's absolutely brilliant. But most often, a very well thought out, low ticket value offer, and I'm not going to say low ticket. Remember, I said there's not a price aligned to this. It's your value offer. So it's the lowest spectrum, the lowest point up to the top. So you may have a high ticket. Your lowest spectrum may be a high ticket offer, and then that's fine. But as long as you thought out that process, because that then means that you have ultimately entered into a customer cycle, which means that they grow as they work with you and they have that transformation or that result. They have fulfilled their objectives. And once they've done that, they move through to the next step. Now, I certainly know when someone has helped me out, I've been very grateful. I've become an advocate and an ambassador for that person. I stayed as I said, an ambassador for their content. And I've certainly had clients, I've had customers who have become members of staff of the team. So I had a client who always actually did something which really amazed me. And when I was conducting research for a new product, I decided to survey the people who are always engaging, who are always liking the content. And this particular client actually did the work on blogs. She actually did the freebies. And one day she did a story and she tagged me in it and she printed out a workbook. And this was one of my lowest ticket offers. Now, this client paid herself, and I want to put a figure on it, but she used my 6-bundle planner to create digital income. Do you know how many people buy these courses and never take action? So I was like, do you know what? I love this. I love the way you do this. I'd like to interview you because I really want to work on my customer experience. And you, having been someone that has bought from me and has that know, like, and trust, I'd like to know from you what you could do. And Woba me, she helped me with the experience during the summer. And she became a member of the team then as a freelancer. And it was wonderful to have her because she had entered the product staircase at a certain price point. And most often those people will say to you, you know what, I love what you do, I will come back. And she came back again during the summer. So I think it's pertinent that you understand that by really evaluating, brainstorming and doing a SWOT analysis, understanding what your USP is, and then having that blue ocean, so that differentiation really helps you to cultivate and craft a really great offer. And ultimately, it influences your packages, your offers, products, and services. So if you would like help with this or you would like further information, please do give me a call. I'll be happy to serve and help you. I would like you to understand that when you craft a product staircase, you are ultimately aligning this with your business model. And I have never met anyone who hasn't benefited from really making sure that they've really properly managed the process of their product staircase. Now, if you're at the beginning, you're thinking, what are you talking about? What are all these terms? Ultimately, I want you to think like this. You walk into a store and there's a product, usually the lower ticket items maybe at the bottom, but the higher value items may have some level of security and maybe a glass door to them. So I always say to someone, with a high ticket offer, it doesn't mean you have to and you must go off and create this whole thing. You want to test out your audience. And so, it doesn't do anyone any harm in mapping it. So I worked last week with a client and we mapped her 100K offer. And Woba me, she has been pitching that and maybe speaking to someone this week about it. So you want to just think about that, and you want to put that same effort into your 19K offer, your $7 offer, because we do not know what that evolves to be. with your content, with your product or service, if you know that you can get results for people, I'd love to hear you tell me how you craft your product staircase from your items at the very beginning of the journey to the deeper transformation. Okay, thank you so much. My name is Katrina Young. And again, please do make sure you subscribe, share, like, and come back. Take care. Hey, thanks for watching. Now remember, on this channel, I share all tips, tech, marketing, business, sales funnels, lifestyle, everything to help you to start, grow, and scale your business. Thanks for your time. And again, if you would like any topics, do not hesitate to contact me below. Thanks again.